Hey guys, welcome back to Vinceville Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Sideshow Collectibles Jessica Rabbit premium format statue that was converted into a Wonder Woman cosplay type what if statue for somebody. Now, I've done a bunch of Jessica Rabbit statues in the past. I'm doing a bunch more. This is just one of those statues that, and one of those characters, you can just convert her into anything and it works because she's just an amazing character. Now I did do a Wonder Woman version in the past. This was like years back when I was really, getting into the hobby and doing a lot more customs and stuff. So I'll link that video in the description so you can see how things have progressed and changed since then. But somebody sent me their Jessica Rabbit and they really wanted to go with a Wonder Woman version, but really go all out on this one. So bear with me trying to fit it into the camera because it is really huge because of the base. This one, I don't know where they're going to be displaying it. When we were working on it, I was like, are you sure you'd be able to work with a base like this? They're like, no problem. I really want a really cool Wonder Woman version of her that really stands out in my collection. So this is what we came up with. So I'll give a quick turn here. As you can kind of see, we used a sword. I created a spear. This is a Wonder Woman shield from the premium format from Sideshow. I attached that to the base. This base is actually a base you can get off of eBay. It is a resin base, but it's more for like gardens and like flower pot stuff. So what we did is we picked up this base and I just kind of repainted it into marble and then we attached it to it. Now we'll kind of go over it a little bit, I'll get in a little bit closer. We'll kind of go over how I kind of went through all the custom work, but really great statue. I really like the way this one came out. Really changing up different paints and different brands and stuff really made it work out pretty well. So we'll get a little bit closer and we'll kind of break it all down. Okay, so whenever I get one of these Jessica Rabbit statues in, I pretty much have a formula of how I break it down because I've done so many customs. First things first is each arm is glued in because it's a gloved arm, because the original statue has gloved arms. I break those out first without trying to break the fingers, because if those fingers break, it is a nightmare to repair them. So that's one thing I always do. Break off the arms, take the fingers and arms, put them aside, and start working on the item. So what next I try to do is prop out the hair. It's with a big key that goes in her head. If you're lucky, sometimes the hair pops out. Maybe breaks a little bit with the key, but that's not a big deal. Other times I've didn't get so lucky and I snapped the whole hair, broke off, and then I had to kind of Dremel out the hair. But luckily on one or two of those where I didn't really need the hair, I could kind of repair it easily, or I resculpted the hair or whatever I did. Once that's all said and done, it's getting the outfit off. Now, the way this is there's one part here cut off at an angle and another body here, and it's glued together with the outfit getting glued in the seam. That's how they kind of designed the statue. So what I do is I use a vacuum and I kind of Dremel out to get that outfit. Now that outfit isn't really cloth, it's kind of like plastic. So if you use a Dremel tool in there, that outfit actually melts. And it's got glitter all over it, and I hate the damn glitter. It gets everywhere. So I always do it outside in the garage, make sure that that stuff doesn't get in my studio. Once that's done, I pretty much rebuild the body, the chest area, the back, and I make sure everything's smooth. Sometimes I might put extra rods in there because they really didn't do a great job with like keying it here, because a lot of the old Jessica Rabbits I've done, the waists were always broken in half. So that's because there wasn't really a lot of meat, because it kind of gets cut there and it gets cut down around there. So there's this really part in there that there's like no rods going through, and it breaks on people. So if you own a Jessica Rabbit, your waist might be cracked and you might not know it. But once that's done, you rebuild everything, you start building up the character. So I did do the breastplates first. Breastplate, belt, and then I did the headband here. I might have done the undies first. I forget exactly. I'm pretty sure you saw in the beginning of the video, you see the process of beginning to end. Then once all this, the body's done and I do the boots and everything, that's when I attach the arms, and then I start working out the bracelets. Usually I attach the arms with the hands on them, get everything lined up, and then I saw off a little bit underneath here and a little bit under there, and then I sort of rebuild the arms with the bracelets where I could glue them in at the end, because trying to paint her out with the arms and everything attached, it's just a nightmare. So it's better to do everything, attach the hair at the end, and then attach the hands, and then you're done and ready to go. And then onto the base and everything here. So also about the spear. The spear is actually the top of the Wonder Woman premium format. And what I did is we attached that there. I attached this bar, and then this is all wood with some, leather pleather pieces wrapped around it. So that's what we did with that. So this could be removed from the base, which is good. We didn't go with her holding the spear in her hand or anything because her arm probably wouldn't have really wouldn't have worked well. Plus, her hands are so small, it's very hard to have her attach anything in her hands. So we got to kind of find a middle ground on that. The base was tricky. Now, the way this base is, it's all hollow. So we got it off eBay, and I think what it is, it must be a big rubbery mold that they use. So I think when they made a casting of it, they must have twisted the mold a little bit. So the base is sort of warped a little. I told the client, I asked the seller, and they kind of like, they're all like that. So it's okay, we ran with it. It's not the end of the world, but it works. So it was hollow, from all over the base. So what I did is I dremelled a hole at the bottom of the base. I flipped it over, and I put a lot of freeform air sculpt up around here to really give this like a good thickness to it. And then what I did is I dremelled a hole through it all the way down to the bottom, and I have a metal rod that's that long that keys into her foot that goes down to the bottom with extra freeform air, magic sculpt, and whatever's at the bottom, because I really wanted to make sure that over the years this doesn't actually crack, warp, or go down. I really wanted a rod that was down to the base and then it's also secured over in here holding her up. So I went a little overboard with that, but that's just me. I like to make sure that everything is secured. And then once that was done and everything, it was just a matter of painting up white marble, attaching the Wonder Woman shield, and that's kind of what we came up with there. The sword is a hair piece. It comes in a set of 2 from the Wonder Woman movie. So the sword is actually for your hair buns. It's kind of like you get 2 of them and you can put your hair in a bun. I guess that's what they are, but it's real metal, and it's a really great item if you're looking for a Wonder Woman sword, like 1/4 scale. It's got some weight to it. It's like kind of like not really like pure metal. It's probably like that white metal, but it's durable, so it's not bad. It's a really good item if you want to use it. So I gave it a little crack, and then we put the sword there. So we'll go on to the paints, kind of break that all down. What we'll do is give you a little bit of a turn as well, so you can kind of see everything. So it is Garage Kit Flesh Tone paints, mixed up a special blend, and then we went with that. The armor is all painted up in Alclad Pale Gold and then clear acrylic Spaztec over it. I discovered the way this works when I did a Wonder Woman, not a Wonder Woman, a Power Girl LSB I was working on for myself when I did a brooch. That's what I came up with that, and I really love the way this gold works, and I think this is like my go-to gold for now on. I just love it. It's shiny, reflective, and nice and smooth. As far as the eyes and face, basic paint up. Now, for her hair, my previous Wonder Woman that I've done in the past, I gave her the red hair because I thought that would look kind of cool. But with this one, we went with black. So this is actually Duplicolor flat black hair. And then what I did is I misted some pearlized blue around here and here because I figured to give her a little bit of a silky hair look to her. And because, if you ever seen Wonder Woman comic books, she's always got that blue hair highlights. And I thought that would look really cool on this one. So there's a little bit of the pearl blue around here and there's some around here. I didn't go overboard on it, just enough to really make it pop. Her bracelets are Alclad Chrome. Always like to make sure that Wonder Woman's bracelets are Alclad Chrome. At the end, it was one of the things that slipped my mind. I completely forgot about adding her lasso onto her. The client said, when are we doing the lasso? I was like, oh my god, I forgot. So what I did is my normal thing is I dremelled in over the belt. I made a metal rod. It goes in like a clip. I made sure that was attached deep into the resin, and then I sculpted a little like clasp around it, and then we added a lasso around there, which worked out pretty well. Now, my first Wonder Woman, I used metal, but the metal is too risky for scratch and everything, so this is stuff I got off of eBay that's a little bit stretchy, and it works out a little bit better than that. Other than that, right here with the star is actually a plastic star that what I did is I dremelled out in the area there, and I put this plastic star in there, so it kind of like has a 3D pop to it, which works out pretty well. And then on to her boots. For her boots, I did a basic, same red as her top outfit. And then what I did is I added white, and then I glossed the boots up because I really wanted the boots to be like PVC type boots because I think it fits a little bit better. So the boots are shiny, and then her outfit's kind of like, you know, we have shiny armor, but it's kind of like a red leather, like a satin top with a pearlized blue at the bottom. Now this leather red type that I kind of came up with, it's actually red mixed with mahogany, and then there's a really fine interference red into it, but then I used satin mecha colors from Vallejo on top of it to kind of flatten it down a little bit, and it came out really nice. So you get a nice transition of a little bit leathery looking, shiny undies, bright armor, PVC boots, and it kind of just works out with the whole item. So that's kind of what I came up with this one. I think this was a great one to come up with. I really love working on these Jessica Rabbits. It just adds to a lot of the collection. I know a lot of collectors out there love it. She's very expensive though. Find her on eBay. She kind of skyrocketed in prices. But if you're into Jessica Rabbit and you always like a different character from a video game, a comic book, a movie, whatever, you can always take her and transfer, you know, just transfer her and make her into something else. So that is the Wonder Woman Jessica Rabbit version number 2. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.